Okay, I'm back. In this corner, I put a little drop of gesso on my brush. It's the brush I just rinsed of blue, and then I dried it on paper towel. And so it's not really dry brushing, but it kind of is, I guess. Well, it's not. It's because the brush is wet. I'm just doing a little layer over the blue, and I kind of like how it softens it up. I'm not using much at all, and I'm not using white paint because white paint would just cover the blue. Gesso has this magic ability to just melt with whatever it's on there with. I love it. So let's go down here, flip her over, get this side done. Maybe I'll do some journaling in the background so it's not so plain. Sorry, this is not very exciting to watch. It has to be done though. Okay, so I've basically gessoed over all that blue. And it's not the most lovely color in the world, but maybe I'll go over it with like white writing or black writing. I don't know, we'll have to see when I get there. Okay, and make sure to really get the gesso out of your brush because gesso, that toothy stuff in it will totally ruin your brush. Okay. So I kind of like her. I think she's looking pretty good. Let's give her some hair. And if you're doing brown hair, blonde hair, red hair, you can find a bottle of color that you like the color of. You can mix yourself a color. I very rarely do that. In fact, if I can find a marker that's the color I want, I do that because it's so much easier. And then you can highlight on top of that. So I'm going the easy route right now. I'm going to use my Posca pen. This is a black size 2.5 millimeter. So we've gone up 2 millimeters. It's a bullet tip. You have to shake it again to get the ink flowing. Look how much bigger that tip is though. I love it. And these things are just acrylic ink. They're just full of acrylic ink. So I'm just gonna follow my lines, color it in. It's so much easier for me to do this than do it with a paintbrush. It's like the lazy man's way. But if you're doing black, it's especially easy to do this because it's easy. I'm gonna turn the paper so I don't get my hand and everything on that side. Follow the lines and color it in. And if you find yourself in a spot where you need more ink, see that? I wouldn't recommend doing that directly on your art until you really get the flow of these pens, because that's kind of a deal maker or deal breaker right there, is if you get that much and you don't know what to do with it. I just dip my pen in it and drag it around. Can you see? Oh yeah, you can see. I need somebody watching this while I'm taping and saying, yeah, I can't see you. And I remember that I made her with crazy long hair. Just like Crystal Gale, that's who she looks like. I'd sing, but then you'd probably all turn off your video. Our new puppy loves it when I sing No, he howls with me. That doesn't say much for my singing ability, but... And see, I'm just dragging this ink and using it all over. I'm hardly using any that's in the pen now that I let that big blob out. Okay. She would have been cute with like a bob haircut too. That would have been cute. Okay. Now, you can color finished right now if you want. I'm not, because I see some places I need outlines and some highlights. One of them being in the top. It's just so blah, so boring. So I'm going to take the same color that I was using and run a little bit more of it down here. And like I said before, you get highlights on things that stick out of your body, and well, your boobs stick out of your body. So I'm gonna make it just a teeny bit lighter around the chest area. I'm not going to leave her with boobs like that, trust me. I just want to get those on there. And then I'm just going to kind of work it in. Getting a little bit more red on your brush if you need it, or alizarin crimson, sorry. So you'd be darker in between. And see that, just that teeny little bit kind of gave her the visual effect of having a chest. Now, if she's a little girl, she doesn't have to have a chest. Well, she has to have a chest, she doesn't have to have boobs. You can do them way more dramatic than I did, whatever you want to do. I cannot decide for sure what I'm going to do with her skirt. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, so I've put the buff down and then wiped it off, a lot of it with the wet wipe. And now I'm putting some gold over it, the same gold that's is in her halo. And it kind of looks cool. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it in the video. I'll hold it up in just a second after I get the whole skirt done. I missed a part of her skirt earlier, so let's cover that up. I don't know where that red's coming from. It's driving me nuts, though. Oh well, let's leave it. I need to start learning to live with what I can't do anything about. Okay, so her hair's drying, her skirt's drying, her shirt. Let's see. Let's try some, I'm gonna do some writing on her, on the background. This is another writing utensil. It's a Uniball Signo white. I don't know if it's called a gel pen or not. I have luck with these sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So I'm gonna start writing. You can write a poem, you can write random words that come in your head. You can write gibberish, which I do lots of times. Let's just start writing though and see what happens here. Okay, not in love with that, because you can't even see it. So I'm going back to my Posca fine tip, ultra fine, is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. Anyways, let's give this a shot. Now see how that is? And I'm not crossing T's, I'm not dotting I's, I'm just writing. And I'm not putting breaks, I'm just writing as I go, okay? So let's get this done. Because I really don't want anybody to read it to understand what it means besides me. Okay, now I'm probably going to do that over the whole thing. This is called something, some kind of journaling, I'm not sure. It's another thing I learned from Effie Wild though, and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around her, and I'll try and fast forward that for you.